I would describe teaching and working in schools right now is rewarding and difficult. We don't really have the parental support. We have, especially right now, these COVID kids. They're lacking those interpersonal skills. They're just a little introverted, withdrawn, so kind of trying to bring them out, but kind of lacking that support is making that difficult.
Post-COVID, their attention spans are a lot shorter, and they just don't really see the investment that education is making in their future if they don't know how it is connected and going to help them outside of school. And so I think we really need to focus on how to change the concepts that we are instilling in them in a way that's going to benefit them the rest of their lives.
Kids are dealing with some really big things compared to my generation. We need more mental health workers, people who are certified and know, more deeply how to deal with these children's anxieties, with their issues.
As teachers, we compete for screen time with kids, and they are far more engaged in that sometimes than they are in what we're doing. And so that's challenging.
The teachers are the bad guys now, is what I've noticed from a lot of parents. It's what are you doing that made my child do this? My child doesn't do this at home. There's been many, many, many times that I have reached out to parents about behavior problems or missing assignments or grades. And a lot of times I don't get any response back. And if I do get it back, they're like, oh, we'll take care of this, or thanks for letting me know. And then there's no changes in students.
I became a teacher because it was kind of a dream. I'm working my dream job.
I became a teacher actually because I wanted to be a football coach. So I became a special ed teacher and a football coach, and 28 years later, I no longer coach, and I'm in the classroom. I'm assistant athletic director, and truthfully, I can't imagine not being in the classroom now.
Really, it's just been a childhood dream that I kind of let go to sleep. And then it awoke when I realized that was my true passion.
What I would tell legislators, board members, stakeholders, I would say educators are still the linchpin to the future. Without education or educators, nothing to me is possible. Doesn't matter what career field you go in, it starts with a foundation, and that foundation is going to be education.
If I could tell them something, school matters. Public schools are the heart of this entire country, not just our state, but our entire country. You can't do away with public education. Every kid needs the ability to be educated.
Aside from the paperwork, because that does inundate us, I think I would change, if I could change the perception of what we do, that would go a long way. And I think it changed very shortly during COVID, which fostered a better appreciation, but it was very short-lived. So if I could find a way to make people understand what happens in a classroom or in a school setting on a regular basis, that would definitely change where we're headed.
Those conversations at the grassroots level need to matriculate up, and so that people who are making legislative changes, that are making policy changes, spend a little bit more time in the school, being a part of the school environment so they can see hands-on versus getting a third-party account of what's going on.
One of the best supports I have received as a new teacher was actually having a really good mentor teacher.
As a new teacher, if I would have had, a little more guidance that first year, because it felt kind of sink or swim, and I think that can be intimidating for new teachers, and that probably has a lot to do with some of the retention rates. They might not last that long. So I definitely think more support for new teachers, more guidance for new teachers, more check-ins specifically, that would be helpful.
I think that educating these alt-certified teachers, giving them more help and guidance is a way to keep them.
Really making sure that principals across the country know how important it is to support our teachers. There was a point where I almost left the profession because of a principal. And principals can make or break a school, and so making sure that our principals are as supported as possible.
I also feel like lots of teachers are leaving not because they don't like the classroom, but they can't afford to take care of their family continuing to do the work.
My experience, teachers are some of the most caring people that you can run into, and they are taken advantage of. They are expected to do things that do not fit underneath the teaching umbrella, and they will just do it. Teachers will just do it because it's for the best of the kids. But it means that their work-life balance is way thrown off. Their mental well-being is taxed, and they hardly ever get praised or uplifted for what they do.
We love to talk about the mental health or the social-emotional capacity of children, but we have to do the same for leaders. We have to take into consideration what they need.
We have a lot of students that are struggling with a lot of different things, and so parental support, I think, for teachers would be huge. Teachers need that partnership with parents.
The more stress we can take off the teacher, obviously is going to help with those retention rates. I don't think people realize everything that gets thrown onto a teacher when you start teaching, so it's very overwhelming, especially me as a new teacher. Like my first year, I was not expecting to have all these added jobs put on top of me, and so anything that can be kind of taken off the stress of that teacher, I think would be helpful.
I think there could be a heightened emphasis on education itself as a career. Obviously, the major discussion on that is pay, but if you do something you love, you don't work a day in your life.
So I think in order to get good teachers, to get an attracted workforce in a place where the school environment feels good to work in, the people are great to work with, the leaders are strong, and you can put your faith in them. Those types of things really are what are infectious for a workforce or someone who may be coming into the classroom from somewhere else.
We have to rebrand teaching of sorts, make it attractive,